Good morning. This is an answer to Yasmeen320, who asks me some questions about amulets. Now this video will be about amulets worn as jewelry, as that was the context the questions were asked in, as the whole subject of talismans and amulets is a pretty big one. So, let's get on to the questions. Number 1. Is buying an amulet online a good idea, or should you make one? Well, an amulet is an occult tool, so with any occult tool, it is better if you make one yourself. However, if you don't feel that you have the artistic skills to make one, then you can just as easily buy one. When you make something yourself, you leave some of your energy in that item, especially if you can manage to stay focused on what you want to get out of the amulet. So, let's say you're making an amulet for love. If you make it while playing love songs, you can focus on that desire for finding someone to have a loving relationship with, then that will be more powerful than buying something stenciled out in a factory. However, if what you can manage to make is something that you just feel uncomfortable wearing, then that uncomfortability, is that a word? Forgive my English at times. That negativity you feel wearing something that you don't feel is pretty, or that you're not happy with, can negate whatever positive effects you have worked into it. So it is better to make it yourself, but you can easily buy it too. It's alright, it works just fine. And it's not that difficult to make that you might think. Like if you use Filmo clay, these are little types of clay you can find in the hobby store, craft store I think they are named in English speaking countries. These are little packages of goo that you form into whatever you want and fry them in the oven for 15 minutes and they turn hard. With that you can easily make a pretty nice amulet. But like I said, you can buy one too, it's fine. Question 2. If you do buy one online, can you trust it if it is already made for a purpose, such as luck, protection, love, or to amplify and gift, such as clairvoyance? I assume here you're asking, can you trust a magic put on an item to for such a purpose? And I would say no, you cannot. Now, here's the rub. Magic is not recognized by society at large. So, let's say I buy a game console, I plug it into my computer or television, and it doesn't work. Then I can ask whoever sold it to me to refund my money. If I buy a talisman and it doesn't work, I really have no rights. So a lot of people are taking advantage of this and just scam the hell out of everyone. If you search eBay, you will find a million so-called paranormal items, which are usually crap found around people's homes that are claimed to be haunted, paranormal, or in other ways powerful, so it will change your life. No, you cannot trust this. However, a big part of a talisman is the material it is made in and the symbols, and you can easily buy like let's say a necklace with a magical symbol and such online. That's not a problem. Then you pay for the material and the craftsmanship. So the way I see it, you have three power sources of an amulet. One, the material, like gemstones, fabrics, metals, and so on. They all have different paranormal qualities. And you can easily trust buying something of a particular material because that is physical and recognized by the rest of the world. Two, the symbol. Symbols is a very powerful thing. Like, we surround ourselves with symbols all day, from the Apple logo on the iPhones. When you see that logo, you immediately think of Apple. So, a lot of amulets are in the shape of symbols, especially for the more complex ones that might have Enochian symbols, hermetic, um, magical squares, and so on. The symbols becomes extremely important and powerful. Now you can also trust someone selling a symbol because that is to a physical thing. Now the third part of the power behind an amulet is energy put into it, the magic, if you will. I would not trust that from an online seller. Let's say I wanted an amulet to help my developing psychic abilities. I might buy a eye made out of um, perhaps moonstone or amethyst. Now, getting this, I would do a spell myself. No matter if the seller claimed there already were a spell there, I would cleanse it, like in either holding it underwater, if the material can stand that, envisioning white light washing away anything from it, and just do the spell myself. And that can be very easy, like lighting a candle, offering a little prayer to whatever deities you believe in, and asking them to gift this object with the ability to grant that which is your desire and the goal of wearing the amulet. So, no, you cannot trust magic bought online unless it's from a seller that you know do good work and is honest. Okay, question 3. Excuse me. What kind and how should you choose an amulet talisman? Oh, that is a complex question because there are so many kinds. I would go by relatively simple amulet in the beginning. There are very complex ones like before mentioned hermetic squares and so on and so forth. But I really think that if you're gonna wear something for a magical purpose, you should know all the symbols and all the meanings behind it. And a talisman doesn't have to be very complicated. For example, the crucifix many Christians wear, that is a talisman for protection and spiritual development. So I would go by finding, the first thing I would do would be getting a symbol dictionary. You can get these online or you can buy a book. Find a symbol that corresponds with your desire and see if you can find a piece of jewelry or make one in that symbol. Then if you working with amulets is something that appeal to you, then I would go for finding more complex amulets later, learning more about them. But I think it's always better to walk before you run. As for how you should choose one, you should choose one that feels right for you. I can give you all sort of advice, but it won't really matter if the piece that you are looking at don't feel right for you. So, you should A. Figure out some symbol or material like gemstones that corresponds with what you want to achieve. This is easily found online through Google, or you can usually find a book about it pretty cheaply. 2. You should choose something that feels good for you. Therefore, it is actually better to go to some jewelry shop or a new age shop if you find one and pick out something there, because then you can pick the one that feels most attractive to you. But even online, you should go for what makes you feel good. So, yeah, in the beginning, keep it simple and choose something that appeals to you. Alright, I hope this little video has answered some of your questions. If you have any more, don't hesitate to ask me. Blessed be.